forces and motion. Now in this chapter, I'm going to divide this into two parts. One is called the kinematics and the other one is called the dynamics. In kinematics, you have to learn the types of motion, and either the linear motion or the vertical motion. So before we start with the linear motion or the vertical motion, we have to know how to measure the speed, the acceleration experimentally. All right? Now the first one, let's look at what is the difference between the speed and velocity. In the speed and velocity, this speed is under the category of the what we call as the scalar quantity. We have two types of quantity. One is the scalar quantity and the other one is called the vector quantity. When we say scalar quantity, meaning it has no direction. It has only got its magnitude. Right? No direction, but it has magnitude. Whereas for vector quantity, it has direction, it has magnitude. Okay? So speed. Speed, whether it moved up or down, left or right, it is always positive. So say an example, this is an object and this is the particle. So when the particle moves forward with 8 meters per second, we say the speed is 8 meters per second. And after that, it makes a U-turn backwards. We say it moves with 9 meters per second, so the speed is still 9 meters per second. 8 meters per second is the speed. Going backwards, 9 meters per second, it's also the speed. So speed has no direction. However, velocity has direction. Now, when are we going to take positive direction and negative direction? Now, always take the initial motion, initial direction as the positive direction. The initial direction. When I say initial direction, meaning it starts to move. So when it starts to the left is positive, then when it turns backwards, that will be negative. Initial, so same thing as when you go up, when you throw up, that will be positive, and it comes down, that will be negative. Now let's look at one simple example. Say this is the movement. It starts to move to the right. So 8 meters per second. And after that, it makes a U-turn back with 9 meters per second. So we can say that this particle moves with 8, velocity 8 meters per second and changes direction with velocity -9 meters per second, because that -9 will tell us that the direction has changed. All right? Now, if I have one object, say this is a ball, I throw the ball upwards. When I throw the ball upwards, I throw with, say, 5 meters per second. The ball goes up, and then it starts to go down. And it goes down, say, here will be 2 meters per second at this position. All right? So we say that the ball is thrown upwards with velocity. So the the initial direction is up, that will be positive 5, and it turns backwards, returns at velocity negative 2 meter per second. You see, it changes its direction to negative 2. So positive up, negative down. Can you follow? Right? So that will be your velocity. Now, what is the difference between distance and displacement? Also the same. One is scalar quantity, another one is vector quantity. So distance and displacement, if I have one position, this is O. The object starts to move from here. This is the object. It goes to the right to A, position A, and then from this position 0 to A is 9 meter. Make a U-turn back and go back until it is here. All right? It stops at this position called B. And from here to here is 5 meter. All right? So, if I want to discuss on distance, the distance traveled will be from O to A plus A to O plus O to B. So what is the total distance? The total distance will be from O to A, 9 meter. From A to O, 9 meter. And from O to B, another 5 meter. So that will be your total distance travel. 18 plus 5, 23 meter. All right? But your displacement, your total displacement, O to A to O, O to B, right? Now, always your positive displacement will be the initial direction. So my initial direction is to the right, so that will be positive. And once it turns back, that will be a negative. So in this case, this will be positive 9 plus, going back again, opposite direction, negative 9 plus, going back again by 5, negative 5. So my final displacement is negative 5 meters. Can you follow? Or in short, what is actually the displacement? A displacement is where you just take the point from its starting point to its ending point. You see, my starting point is at O and it ends at B. That will be the displacement. Now why? Because sometimes I can give you a situation whereby it is not on a straight line. It is on different position. So you always take the displacement from the starting point to the ending point like this. This is the path moved by a particle A to B. Say this is 30 meter, and then it moved down 90 degrees to 40 meters, and then it goes to the left again, okay, west, it goes west, south, east again to the position D by 10 meters. Okay, 10 meters. So now we want to find out what is the total distance traveled. Total distance traveled is just adding up only. That is 30 meter, 40 meter, 10 meter. That is the total distance. 80 meter. Okay? Now, what is the displacement?